I'm going to talk a little bit about the methodology for the project. For this project we drew on the traditions of critical ethnography and narrative inquiry in particular. For the first phase we recruited 59 early career teachers across South Australia and Western Australia. We held semi-structured interviews. To conduct these interviews we sent all of the participants a concept map which outlined various details that we wanted them to talk about, such as their background, the context in which they were working, what it was like becoming a teacher, the highs and lows, their health and well-being and the like. These interviews were held predominantly face-to-face or via telephone. The interviews were transcribed verbatim, and sets of transcripts were coded by individual research members of the team in the initial stages. The team members got together and we developed a framework of codes and categories, and in conjunction with this we the transcripts were imported into NVivo 8 and reanalysed guided by this framework. The categories were then grouped into 7 major themes, which Rosie will talk about in a minute. We also constructed work stories or narratives to illustrate various aspects of the categories and themes. The next phase of the methodology was later in the year. We conducted another set of interviews with all of the participants, or as many as we could get. These were more unstructured interviews, and we asked the participants to construct a line drawing which would represent their teaching experiences to date. These line drawings were then used to stimulate the interviews. Many of these interviews were held face-to-face as we made a real effort to travel to the various locations. This was done to help test the workability and to help refine the profiler conditions. We continue to write narratives to illustrate the categories and themes. At the same time, or around the same time, we also held semi-structured interviews with a leader or leadership member from the schools where the early career teachers were working. We conducted semi-structured interviews with as many leaders associated with each of the early career teachers, but these interviews were more about early career teachers in general and what they found that they were doing and the schools were doing in terms of supporting early career teachers and the issues related to their resilience. The next phase of the project, which has been conducted this year, has been more about trialling this profile of conditions with school participants. We selected 6 schools, 3 in South Australia and 3 in Western Australia, to engage with this draft profile. The school members engaged with staff from their schools and brought it back with us in workshops to talk about the profile and how realistic they thought it was and any concerns or issues. They also provided us with some really rich illustrative examples of various aspects of the profile.